You went online to switch your car insurance to Progressive so you could save money. But then you saw a friend request from an old summer camp buddy. And now here you are, clicking through photos of his kickball team from 2011. Looks like they won the championship that year. Then he moved to Tulsa. Oh, a new tattoo. Yes, they said it was easy to save hundreds on car insurance with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National average savings by new customer surveyed who saved in 2019.
I'm Joe Duffy, CEO of OffshoreInsiders.com. On this report, I'm going to tell you about how to give your man a splitting headache. Look, I've been in this business for 30 years, and over the 30 years, computer software continues to get even more and more sophisticated, and quite frankly, I get a little bit better at using the computer software. And I found that about 70% of the theories that I had before the computer software became so sophisticated turned out to be true. I was very much corroborated by the computer software. Then maybe another 20% turned out to not be true, not necessarily completely false, but almost more of a wash. And then you got about 10% of the theories that I guess I outsmarted myself. I thought that they would be true. Made a lot of sense until I was able to look it up in the computer and test them. And one of them that I do, and quite frankly, there are a lot of handicappers out there who still fall into this square logic because they don't know how to use computers. They don't know how to actually test these theories. But I still today will hear handicappers talk about splits. And when they do, they almost always say they want to find out a team that's much better at home than they are on the road. And then they'll generally bet with that team at home than they would, and then they would usually bet against them on the road. Hashtag fake news. Look, you can't bet this retroactively. In fact, what I found out in all sports, and it truly is in all sports, because even in the WNBA, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't consider myself a WNBA expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm certainly an expert on how to test theories and how to find some systems. And you know what? Even in the WNBA, I found out when a team has a better, when a road favorite has a worse road winning percentage straight up than the home team has a home winning percentage, well, the square thought is you would definitely go with the home dog under those circumstances. False. In fact, you would go with the road favorite, and the louder the statement is, the stronger the play becomes. When I say the louder the statement is, that means the bigger the favorite is, or the bigger the difference is in their respective splits winning percentage. So in other words, if a team has a drastically inferior away winning percentage than the home team has a home winning percentage, and or if they're a pretty significant favorite. And keep in mind that when you're talking about basketball or football, a road favorite, once you get above 2, 3, 4 points, that is pretty significant. But the louder the statement or the more counterintuitive, the stronger this system becomes. Now, why is that? In hindsight, well, first of all, a couple things. The odds makers, they are taking into consideration 100% of the games when they come out with the odds. So if you're talking about home road splits, as a general rule of thumb, of course, it depends on what time of the season it is, but over the long run, of course, you play 50% of your games at home, 50% of your games on the road, with the little asterisk where, in college basketball, some college football now, even in the NFL, with the London games, there are some neutral games. But for the most part, if you are just looking at home road splits, you're using 50% of the data, while the odds makers are using 100% of the data. And 100% of the data is superior to 50% of the data. And it really also gets back to what I've said all along. I've heard old-timers say, listen to what the odds makers are telling you. I know a journeyman handicapper, one of the few theories that's really proven true is when he says there's got to be a reason, or as I like to say, use the odds makers' knowledge against them. And, that sounds kind of esoteric, but what does that mean? More times than not, if you were to really know nothing about sports, but you were to look at something other than, or you were to look strictly at a team's winning percentage straight up, and I've always said a straight up winning percentage is the single most overrated stat in handicapping, but if the line seems completely counterintuitive to what the winning percentages are, then you go with that counterintuitive thinking. In fact, there are also systems that say when a team has an inferior record, but they are a big favorite, especially if they're actually a road favorite. Yeah, when they have an inferior record overall, home and road combined, and yet they're a road favorite, you would in fact go with that road team. So the counterintuitive thinking continues to win big time. But again, don't fall into that trap about the splits, where a lot of handicappers out there will tell you to go with a home underdog if that home team has a better home winning percentage than the road team does, a road winning percentage. Yeah, I used to fall into that trap, and it is simply not true. But like I said, I've got theories. Most of my theories, based on my experience, do prove to be very much accurate. Some of them prove to be, about a 50-50 split. That's a minority. And then every once in a while, I find out I did outsmart the room. So do not outsmart the room. Go with the odds maker's knowledge. When you see that a team is a road favorite, even though the splits would imply that the home team should be favored, go with the road team. Make sure you join me at offshoreinsiders.com for the best picks in the industry. And of course, since you're getting the best picks in the industry, you need a sportsbook that's going to pay you on time. MyBookie.ag does just that. That's probably the single most important thing. They do pay you on time, but they also have most of the odds up. Look, if there are some sports books where they have a game off the board, MyBookie.ag is usually not one of them. They come out with the lines nice and early. Also, look, there are other good sports books out there, and we have them all listed on offshoreinsiders.com. I don't care whether you're getting my picks, or the best in the industry, or you're getting, some crap handicapper picks, or if you're just flipping a coin, or maybe you're a decent handicapper yourself and you bet your own picks. Doesn't matter how good or bad your bets are, it's always going to pay off to shop around for the best line possible. And mybookie.ag, they've got very competitive juice. They've got the biggest sign-up bonus in the industry. If you use the promo code Duffy, D-U-F-F-Y, they will give you a 50% sign-up bonus using that promo code of D-U-F-F-Y. Yeah, that means you can deposit $1,000 right now. If you do it via Bitcoin, that's my favorite way to make a deposit. It shows up literally within minutes, and it'll show up with your 50% sign-up bonus. So yeah, you deposit $1,000, you got $1,500 to bet with tonight. Does your local guy do that? Look, even if you've been with your local guy for, as long as you've been with me, for 30 years, maybe even longer, 40 years, he's not going to give you a sign-up bonus. He doesn't give you a re-up bonus. If he does, he's in the minority. So make sure you use mybookie.ag. You will always get paid on time. You'll get paid within 24 hours of making your request. Use that promo code Duffy, D-U-F-F-Y. They're big supporters of these videos and podcasts. And if you use the promo code Duffy, it tells mybookie.ag to keep supporting these videos and podcasts where we give you the best in free information. Make sure you visit me at offshoreinsiders.com for the best picks in the industry.
Ooh, a fondue set! Ugh, now I need to find a coupon code.
Not anymore, Susan. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout.
Wait, instantly?
It's called shopping smart, not hard. Download Capital One Shopping to your computer for free and let it do the work for you.
Don't mind if I fondue.
Haha, that's kind of cheesy. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.